What's up, family, and welcome back to Yvette's View. Today, I want to talk about reflections. And since this is the last day of 2021, it appears that everybody's on that mindset, that typical topic, or that typical mindset of reflecting and reflection. Reflecting on the year, what you did, what you could have accomplished, what you might not have been able to accomplish, what you could have done better, what was good, and so forth and so on. But as I thought about reflection for myself personally, it gave me another word which led me to being responsible for myself. And in that time of doing my reflection, it literally took me inwards. I had to go within. And that process, I want to say, started around March of 2021 this year. And in that process, I had some things that had happened throughout the year where I was feeling like I had been betrayed, and I felt like I wasn't being respected, and somebody had been disloyal to me. And as I started looking at that outwardly, it literally took me back inwardly, because the word of being responsible to myself was important to me this year. And it was just something I couldn't shake. The word was be responsible. You have to own up to it. You have to be responsible for yourself. Be responsible and own up to the choices and decisions that you made. Because I'm so used to pointing outside of myself and saying, okay, it's you, it's that thing, it's the weather. You know, I could use any other excuse to make and use for certain things that's happened in my life. And I could use those, and it was easy for me to use those because I was used to using those. I was used to that fallback. But now things were different, and I really noticed that for me, there had been a shift change within inside of me, that's not how I wanted to continue to do things. I didn't want to keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, and realizing that I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this hamster wheel of, in my time of reflection, not being responsible for the part I played in any of that situation. So once I got to that understanding that, yeah, parts of that you're responsible for in some way, whether it be from me not speaking up for myself, me not honoring what I said I would or would not do, allowing somebody to do something that I didn't, really want, or I did something that I didn't really want to do, then that kind of goes against you and yourself. And so I said, well, I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm tired. I'm tired of the same old, same old. And since I was tired of the same old, it was like, okay, there's got to be a different choice has to be made here. There's some changes that have to be made. And let me tell you, it was not easy. It was different, and it was challenging to own up to choices and decisions that you made. And once I decided to do that, and once I decided to open myself to myself and say, okay, this is this is the part you played in being, when you betrayed yourself. And when I had to look at that part of it, like there was something I had made a declaration to myself that I wouldn't go back and eat eggs, let's just say. And last year, I'm literally eating eggs because I had, I wasn't doing that, and my health choices had changed. So I went off of my health choices and went back on my own word to myself. And so I had to ask myself then, how can I expect someone outside of me, friend, associate, family member, to give to me what I won't even give to myself? How can I expect that? So literally I have to say, well, if this is something I want, then how about you try giving that to yourself? How about you learning to stay true to your word, to yourself first? How about you learn how to love yourself first? Just try it out. Just see what love is supposed to look like, what being truthful to yourself looks like and feels like, tastes like, all of that. If I want that respect, then I love and loyalty, I definitely got to give it to myself first. How else would I be able to recognize what that looks like? I wouldn't be able to recognize it. And so with that, I was so excited that my mindset had changed to doing different things and doing different practices so that I wouldn't be stuck any longer. And family, when I tell you, once I made that shift, I'm gonna try to explain it or express it as much as I can, but there was such a relief that I could just exhale and breathe. And I didn't feel tightened up. I felt liberated. I felt freedom. I literally felt like a weight had been lifted off of me. And for that, I was forever grateful, because I didn't expect to have that feeling. I didn't expect that that would be what I would experience. And in all of that, a declaration that I started saying to myself, but I started actually saying it to my cousin first. And the saying was this: everything that I can see. And as I'm looking around her home and pointing to everything that she had accomplished, I just said, you can be proud, because, honey, everything that I can see, you did that. You can stand strong in that. And we laugh about that now all the time. And then I started just saying it in a jokingly way, just randomly, just anytime, anywhere. There's everything that I can see, everything that I can see, until all of a sudden that thing kind of started to resonate with me. It took root inside me. It literally started to feel like I had given myself a new life, a new breath of energy that just every time I said it, it was coming from the gut. It wasn't just coming from the head. It started coming from my gut. And that felt so good to me. I was just like, I'm going to keep saying that. And then as I kept saying it, it started to grow legs, where I started to say, everything that I can see is me. Everything that I can see is mine. I started to command those things. I started to believe in the words that I was saying to myself. So now, guys, I have this confidence that I didn't have before. And just from literally playing around with something that initially I was proud to say it to my cousin, but as I was just saying it randomly to myself on a regular basis, and when we would talk about it, we'd laugh, but it started to go deeper within me. And I'm so thankful. So all I'm going to tell you guys right now is, if you want to step your game up for 2022, just a suggestion, I'd start from within. Start doing some internal work on you first, because it's easy to point your finger outside and blame this, that, and the other, and not realize that in some small way, all those things that you're saying that someone else did to you, somewhere in your life, you did that to yourself first. You just haven't decided to kind of go in and do that work. But when you do that work, which is challenging to do, but it's so worth it. It is so worth it. And you can thank yourself later for giving yourself the freedom that you've been looking for, the liberation that you've been wanting, the love that you've been wanting, everything that you've been wanting, you have it within you. So when are you going to tap in to yourself and give yourself what you've been looking for all this time? So with that being said, family, I just want to thank you for coming back. Thank you for allowing me to share some of my views with you, and that affirmation that I say to myself, I welcome you to use it on a regular basis if you choose to. So at the end of this, I'm going to say, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. I think I said it all. Okay, love and light, family, and Happy New Year. Peace.